ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sergeant Neutral Play Survival Chaos. We are hopping in here with the demons, with Steiny as the Worgen, Raven Azura as the Night Elves, and Psychedelic as the Orcs. So we're gonna quickly be chatting, kind of establishing... So we're just kind of discussing either way. So, I'm just happy to be here. So, we are all just kind of trucking along, and we're gonna each pick kind of our own bonuses. So that means we're gonna be rolling our D12. Good luck, have fun to everyone. There was the little freeze, and here we are. We're rolling. That is going to be a 3. 1, 2, 3. Increases the Felguard, Diabolist, and Fellstalker attack rate, and allows them to reduce their target's armor by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for 45 seconds. So we're going to be picking that up. And we've got the Orcs to our left, and they're... Oh, this is going to be a very, very, very important lane, because there are 2... bonuses here. Raven Azura has already captured a neutral building, so we're going to be seeing how this goes. Spicy. I'm not too sure what's going on down there, but they are going toe-to-toe. There is the lane between Psychedelic and Spicy, and Raven. Isn't that just the way? It's always awful when, like, especially in a game like this, where just a simple misclick can absolutely throw everything out of whack. Alright, so Frostwolf is going this way, so we're gonna have to be going... I don't want to give it away. I don't want to, like, reveal anything, because obviously, you know, that would be relatively unfair. But, you know, it keeps things fun and flirty and exciting. So here we are. We're going to be hopping in here. And we're going to be going for the Chaos Spire. Big push. Picking that up. Throwing out a Felguard. And then we are going to have to tier 1 just because this is so much against our front door. We're going to be throwing out Psychedelic. Well, into Psychedelic's forces here. And we had to go tier 2 into that just so we could survive here a little bit longer. And not to mention, you know, we're going to be able to pick up these gold mines for a little bit longer, so things are going pretty well. So here we are, we're going well. It's Steiny's, I think, second game against players, so it's going to be really exciting to see kind of where he's at in terms of skill and watch him grow over the course of his Survival Chaos career. It's always exciting to be at the start of something, that way you can really see how they've grown and developed. It's just, I don't know, man. I just always think it's really cool. And now they've just decided to kind of move past here, have these little demons decide to really just boopity bop here. And once again, for the demons, we just have a ton of buy cost, and the upgrades have a 10% cost increase. So that means that our economy is going to be especially important for us to pick up. So here we are. We're going to be going into... Steiny has sent out these defenses, and as you can see, he is doing very well in terms of... Ooh, that was a tier 2. Very happy I was able to see that, because we're going to have to go tier 2 into there as well. So ironically enough, this is very much the opposite of what we normally do. And this really means that we're going to have to defend our side lanes much more aggressively than our average play is. And here we are, going into Psychedelic. Alright, so Psychedelic definitely knows what he's doing, so I'm anticipating a pretty good defense here. Or maybe he was simply caught a little bit off guard, because this is a lot of damage going in, but he was able to get the defense going here, so boom. And there's the barracks tier 2, he picked it up. So that lane is now going to be back into his favor, because remember, he is getting these extra units from his bonus here. It's an excellent bonus, and really kind of allows you to put the pressure on your opponent very, very quickly. And here comes Steiny. We've got to get ready for a pretty spicy defense here, because this is gonna be a bit of a tough defense, but here we are. Ravener has lost his left barracks already. I'm sending out an extra little guy here. So we're pushing. And luckily, because we got the Decay Aura going... Alright. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Well, I don't really know how well I'm going to be able to defend against this. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I should have timed it out a little bit better. Hopefully we'll get out in time to get some... Woo! Here we go, baby! I think we have to go straight to tier 2, because we're gonna need our heroes to defend. So here we are, a lot of early pressure. Like, a lot of early pressure, and early pressure that we're not necessarily used to seeing so much. Because I think I had to... Probably my mistake was immediately getting my, this up to tier 2, but I wanted to do it so I could at least contest the gold for a little bit. But I wasn't expecting him to blast through the middle that quickly. But you know, sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And this is going to be a bit of a tougher game for us, for sure. Especially considering that, you know, Psychedelic has these Shamans. Feral Roar, its attack damage has been increased. So there's just a huge amount of damage coming in here. And here, ideally, I would like to get the Pit Lord out. We have a couple seconds, 2, 1, because we're going to get it. Oh, there it is. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some of them off of our backs here with the Pit Lord. And the reason why I picked Megtheridon is because he's probably the least aggressive pusher that we have here. So... And we really need to start looking to our unit defenses here, because, good lord, are we going to need some unit upgrades. So I think with that in mind, basic Fel Magic, I think, actually isn't going to be our first objective, because we are so under pressure. I don't think, until we're really starting to push out some of these lanes, I don't think we can afford to spend that much time on a singular upgrade. So I'll be sending out a Fellstalker, and that should be enough to defend. I think we're still waiting for the second wave. There it is. So we're going to be really staggering our forces here. Oh man, what? Like, the amount of pressure that just slammed into us early is fairly incredible. And yeah, we're taking some damage here, but it's also just part of it, I think. Until we're able to get on to the same level as the Worgen, we're going to be shut out of here pretty comfortably. And here we go. All right, so, you know, it looks like we might be starting to build a bit of a push here, which makes me very happy. And then with Death Coil, we're going to be able to sustain our units a little bit more, and we're going to be picking up the basic Corrupted Armor just to get that going. Because luckily, we are going to be getting some more Felguard back. At the very least, they're not going to be knocking us out completely that fast. And we know that this barracks is weak, so hopefully we'll be able to pop it a little bit here. Because I'm just desperately looking for a little less pressure to come in. But luckily, since his left barracks are gone, we're going to be able to hopefully get a little bit of a reprieve. But see, as it's shooting in here, that means there's probably some enemies going right there. Which is not bad. And then, frankly, we might want to just start going for Fell Magic, because that's really going to help our units. I could pop out some of the Minari I never know how to pronounce this damn name. Minari Diabolists, Diabibabums. So, alright, so once again, Psychedelic with his excellent redirection here. Really pulling me in without letting his barracks take too much damage. And we are getting that, we're getting the magic because the Minari Diabolists, oh god, I'm not going to spend another 15 minutes trying to figure out what that name is. So Magtheridon has fallen, that is completely fine. I'll probably send out Tichondrius next, because the... Oh, nope, that's gonna go, that's gonna go. So much pressure early. I think we're gonna still be able to hold this relative. So we finally got that. I'm just getting absolutely wrecked here. We're gonna be picking this up just so I can. Alright, so I think probably just some basic gates, because we're going to need to defend this. Basic gates and improved cursed stones are going to be kind of our big pickups here. And I'll let them take the damage here. And, yeah, I mean, sometimes there are just games where this happens, but the good news is, since it looks like I'm going to be getting, out pretty soon here, it'll allow me to really be able to cast the rest of the game. So I will be picking Chaos Spire level 2 up. I'm going to be sending out a bunch of my Minari Diabol. You guys know what I'm trying to say. And here we are. We're going to be losing that tower. That's totally fine. Send out another Felguard. And boom. Alright, so we've got tier 3 going that way. That's good. Improved gate. I mean, we're just building base defense at this point because whoo-wee mama. Alright, so that is Thrall that is joining, and hopefully, alright, let's repair that. Because unfortunately losing this and this means that this area is basically completely exposed. But if I can lure them in here and kind of take this defense... still don't have quite enough, but this salvage should be enough to buy me Tichondrius. And there he goes. Now I'll be able to move in and send him over that way. And the reason why I'm pretty happy that it's Tichondrius going that way is because he's going to be able to really... because he's going to be able to summon the Infernal and stuff like that, he's going to be able to hold relatively with more ease than most of the other heroes. Because essentially he's spawning an extra unit, which is very important for us. And we are going to be picking up improved cursed stones. Thrall is going to the middle. So, just to let you guys know, our dear friend Raven, before we started the game, had told us that he'd had perhaps a little too much to drink. But, clearly, it has been working out pretty well in his favor. He's only lost one barracks, and he's taken one of mine. So, he is going to be... So, hopefully, this will be enough to hurt Psychedelic. He's gone tier 3 into me, that's understandable. Luckily, our Fellfire is putting in some work for us. Advanced Cursed Stones. We're basically just trying to bulk up our base as much as we can. Since our base is really going to be the one that we're going to be really, really suffering with. And luckily, since our backline is still relatively untouched, we're gonna have enough time here to really, really move forward. And here they're just hitting our backline, that's fine. We still have 1,000 gold, so I'm going to be able to send Ragefire, and it looks like I'll probably be able to I mean, we're only going to have like one real hero in terms of defense. But that'll be just fine. Alright, so Advanced Gate. I think Advanced Corrupted Strength, just to kind of get our units kind of as close as possible to the enemy team as we can. The enemy quality, at least. You gotta ask. Might as well just ask. So, alright. Here we are. And here's our little... Taronda... I mean, what a mess for us going... Oh, thank you, Ragefire. So Ragefire is going to go out to meet them. I will be using a nuke there. And then we are probably going to have to... I think we could probably dance around that a little bit. But with a Worgen coming in... It's going to be a little bit tougher here. But we've got a couple good units being able to pop in here. And with Taronda actually helping out, we might be able to hold this. Just have to be able to send Magtheridon out. Unfortunately, not quite the way... Okay, now he is going the right way. Ragefire, I was hoping he'd be able to go that way, but he chose not to. And here, I am going to let Magtheridon take a little bit more damage just because we are so low on actual unit count. Bye, Ragefire. So because we're so low on unit count, I really don't want to have to send out any more that I need to. But unfortunately here, alright, that actually did a lot of damage, and I'm very happy with that. And should buy us enough time for at least one of these two spawns to come in. So, good lord. Alright. Here we are, cleaving attack. We do have the building regen aura, which I think is quite helpful for us at the moment. I will be picking up basic corrupted armor because our units do just need to survive for longer. For pushing, oh, pushing me. Got it. All right, so Ragefire. Raven Azura has lost the right barracks. Okay. Oh, he must have picked the, get up and smack people around barracks, bonus. So, So here we are. We're picking up the because for those of you who don't know, the Night Elves, the Night Elf barracks can get up and just punch people in the face. So let's try and see if there's anything I can mitigate. All right, it would have been really helpful if any of them had joined me. There it is. There it is. And there goes our barracks. Okay, so, Going to quickly... This has quickly become a... a 1v1v1. This has quickly become a 1v1v1 because I got absolutely wrecked. The sheer amount of pressure.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
He's got them right where he wants them. It's gonna be a good time here. Cause yeah, I mean, kind of talking about what happened to us. We got pressured from the extra units here, so we had to up this to counter that. And that was probably my biggest mistake. Was 100%. That was probably maybe our biggest mistake, kind of in hindsight. Just because, yeah, I haven't even, I wasn't even able to pick any of that up. Comeback time, baby. So, yeah, so then unfortunately, what really got me was the fact that I got hit from this middle here so quickly, because normally I like to go tier 2 in the middle. But because we got pressured here so quickly, and then Steiny sending out a tier 2 right away as well, really, really knocked me on my butt. We just didn't have enough income. My hero! So yeah, I mean, there's no two ways about it. We got absolutely wrecked here. But now I'm actually really interested to see kind of how the rest of this goes. So he's doing very well. I mean, probably not very well. We know he's lost 2 of his barracks, unfortunately. But it seems like it's going to be Psy versus Steiny here. And Steiny does have a... does have 2 of his barracks going, and frankly, there's enough damage on either of these barracks that an ultimate weapon could be relatively problematic. And as we said, Steiny this is just his second base. This is not his second base. This is his second game. So the fact that he's been able to accurately assess and create that much pressure for people is very impressive, and I'm excited, very excited to see where that goes. And here, yeah, so these are, I think these are feral, yeah, these must be feral werewolves that are just kind of attacking everything. So that must have been his bonus. I didn't even really have time to talk about or figure out my bonus. Steiny, oh buddy. Alright, so he did that just to get a couple units out, which I respect. And it looks like he's getting a couple conversions going with the crypt, essentially turning them into feral werewolves. And now, once again, you guys have seen the power of Thrall. Thrall could be really, really tough here. So, here we are. Raven Azura is actually, weirdly enough, really powerful in mid for the moment. His presence is very, very much felt. And here is... Oh, there goes Tiny. Very, very, very good move. Him being able to get that out that early. Yep, so Tiny, it looks like, will be going to the left because this wave should pull them over to this side. They're not going to be able to kill this wave that quickly and then have them get ignored. So here we are. We're pushing through, Well, not we anymore, but we as in kind of like the royal we. And he was actually able to get Gen Greymane out. That was a nice... Like, he actually really held that pretty well.
For the Mok'Nathal.
You don't need the tower upgrades. And alright, so here, I believe for the Mok'Nathal is Rexar. So are Baron. So as you can tell, we're having fun with this game. Raven Azura and I, you know, I mean, it's very simple. I got crushed. I got absolutely demolished. And that's sometimes just what happens. Like, it was a perfect storm of events. They got me goobity-gabbity good. Yeah, I mean, it was really just this sneak middle push. It was so powerful, I just wasn't ready for it. And as you guys really witnessed, it rolled all over me, baby. I got absolutely destroyed. So, yeah, sometimes it just happens. I mean, I've had some good games, I've had some bad games, and boopity-boppity. This one just, you know, I think I made it to 15 minutes. So... So, yeah, I mean, and this is going to be really interesting to see how Raven Azura, Psychedelic deals with Tiny, but I really believe that there's not going to be much of an issue just because there's just not enough units coming in to help Raven, especially if you look that this was only ever a tier 1. He wasn't able to get it to tier 2. It was kind of like me in the middle. So here we are. We're doing... Psychedelic is getting a pretty good defense going here. He's pulling in from the middle. And Tiny is getting absolutely rolled here. And here comes Gen Greymane. Gen Greymane's starting to hit the barracks, and unfortunately, you know, the heroes, they are very weak against buildings. They really do not do enough damage, or really any damage at all. So here come, like, Steiny is still holding on quite well, but unfortunately, I'm just worried about the longevity of that, especially with Korgal coming down the lane. It's gonna be a really tough hold. Because once again, we can't forget that there's full barracks here, no barracks there. The only thing that's really keeping the pressure off of Steiny, especially considering this is a tier 2 barracks, is Raven Azura's body. And Raven Azura is holding on for as long as possible in terms of the mana shield. But the second that barracks goes down, it's really just going to be a free punching bag. And as you can see, the Orcs are pushing out again on all sides. Barracks level 3 on all sides, which is going to be interesting because this is a Crypt tier 4 in the middle and a Barracks level 4 here. And with Thrall coming in here, he's going to be able to nuke a lot of these units here. And Rexxar has actually cut off his entire help to the mid. Because Rexxar is the tank hero for the Orcs, and ergo is really not too concerned with getting, you know, getting stuck into the thick of it and punching people in the face a lot. And here we go. We're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but, you know, it might start getting a little dangerous for Stein, so it's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be spicy, and I'm here for it, so. And Thrall, once again, level 15 Thrall. That's a big Thrall. The Ancient of War does have 6 armor, so as you can tell, Raven Azura has really dedicated most of his income to making sure his buildings are as difficult to kill as possible. And here comes Tobias Mistmantle, kind of pushing back in. That will provide a very much needed push into here. What I'm worried about is whether or not he has enough bonus here. Enough hero. He might have the Duke ready. Let's check. Manor level 3. So the Duke is a possibility. The Iron Duke. Which might be enough to kind of like turn the tables. But as you can see, Thrall by himself has really held up this entire lane. And now that Rexxar's hit the field, the Night Elves are in trouble. It depends on what Tobias Mistmantle is going to be doing. Because if he decides to go whole hog against something else. But no, actually, Darius Crowley has hit the field. So that must have meant that he didn't quite have enough money for the Iron Duke. And here comes a push coming in from the middle here. And with Fury and Storm Rage going down, that's going to be probably one of the last heroes that the Night Elves have to call upon them. And Tobias Mistmantle is here. As you saw, he's got kind of that ground stomp area. So here's Korgal. Korgal is starting to get surrounded, but here come more reinforcements. Oh, and Greymane turned around just in time. I was pretty concerned for that, actually, and unfortunately, it looks like with Tobias Mistmantle coming down here, is going to deprive him of probably his most useful hero in terms of taking out Korgal. Because Korgal is level 10, that is a powerful, powerful hero. But it looks like Korgal might just crack it open right here, right now. Yeah, with another shock. Luckily, they have a large amount of Worgen being able to go up here and really, really chew through them quite nicely. But we're going to have to see just how much damage Korgal is going to do. Luckily, he's focusing on the fortress. So the fortress is going to be able to take a couple big hits, and they're going to be just fine. Raven's just holding on by the skin of, by the very little hair on his chinny chin. And unfortunately, again, Greymane going up this far ahead actually is both an advantage and a disadvantage because it really allows Korgal to kind of run amok in the base, but also he's able to really hold off these full waves of units. But once again, Korgal just has, I mean, the damage just isn't coming in nearly as much. Well, he did say he would make it 30 minutes, so here, unfortunately, only does 50% to the Divine, so it's roughly doing only 70 per hit. And you can see that kind of come through. Darius Crowley is pushing in, but unfortunately... Oh, wow, incredible. He actually walked around the whole way just in time back here to defend. And yes, he did pick the Ancient of War bonus. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this kind of whole exhibit goes. And here we are. We're doing pretty well. It's going pretty well. But unfortunately, as you can see, very, very limited time left for Raven Azura. Even with his mana shield still up, it is getting chewed to absolute bits here. There's just really not much that he can do, and especially with Psychedelic getting the level 3 Chain Lightning, it's just going to be chewing up the rest of his units. He just simply does not have enough units here to be able to really hold on. And there it is, the Tree of Life is just not quite doing enough. He's researching as best he can. And Steiny is really actually holding on quite well, especially considering this is, once again, I cannot express this enough, this is his second game playing against normal people. This is his second game against people, like kind of like me. I think he started off playing against just comms, really getting a hang of the game. And the fact that he is going to get second place in a game against people, I think, is admirable. He's doing well. He's doing very, very well here. So here we are. It's going, you know, he's starting to push it out. Push it out now, y'all. So, like, it's wild. It is wild, wild, wild. And, frankly, it looks like it might be a bit of a real adventure here. Because Thrall's going to be pushing in here with Korgal again. So Steiny is going to come under a tremendous amount of pressure here. Especially knowing that Raven Asura's kind of forces here have been completely held up by the Orc force. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that even though this barracks are still up, it is one of those situations in which the units still spawn normally. So you literally have to kill this barracks twice. With a pretty significant amount of... Oh, yeah, that might be a little too late to save that barracks, or it depends on where Korgal's aggro goes. But no, that's gonna be tough then. That's gonna be it. And here we are. With Psychedelic holding on. Psychedelic might actually be able to get tier 2 here. I mean, second place. Purely out of sheer spite of this barracks. And his mana shield. Psy's too OP, please nerf. Psy is definitely, I would argue, one of our better players. He's definitely someone that I've grown to respect and admire deeply throughout kind of like our little interactions with the community. And good lord, has this been kind of a spicy back and forth. I mean, this was a clinic in how to play orcs. I got really, really You can actually hold the AOW. Yeah, so that's essentially what must have happened, is that he just popped it too quickly. Just upgrade base damage. Yeah, so that's what happened. And here we are. So now Psychedelic is pushing in here, but Steiny's not going down without a fight. The loss of the fortress was brutal, but I don't think he's necessarily out of the game here just yet. Yeah, I mean, Korgal's just too strong. Korgal's too strong, and here we are. Oh, but Korgal is down. This could be the difference between second and third place for our two heroes here. Our two Raven and Steiny. And here we are. We're doing pretty well. Here it is. Kind of Raven Azura. And Steiny fought valiantly, and Raven Azura came out with second. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But that is going to be... Yeah, it was this was a fun, goofy game, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Sergeant Neutral and the Carrion Tour play Survival Chaos. This was a goofy game, it was a bloodbath, but that is kind of why I love these kind of quicker, more random games. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as subscribe to the Carrion Tour. And this is Sergeant Neutral, signing out.